Shalom, this is your brother Shamar from the Phoenix camp. And with that being said, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the brothers that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. Let's jump right into the lesson. This is Colossians 3 and 1. It says, if ye then be risen with Yahweh Shai, seek those things which are above, where Yahweh Shai sitteth on the right hand of our power. So that's the key concept in this scripture is seeking those things which are above. So being a spiritually minded, high minded, like the Elder Gabar says, kingdom minded individual. So seeking those things which are above, that requires a different mindset than the one that people have in the world. Let's keep on going. This is verse 2. It says, set your affection. Let's get that word affection. Your mind, see? That's having a kingdom-minded mindset, a rulership mindset. And a rulership mindset doesn't bow down itself to carnal lust or things of the lowest vibration. A kingdom mindset, a ruling mentality seeks higher purposes, man. You know, because to rule requires that you think was a higher purpose. It requires temperance. It requires discipline. And those things are contrary to the flesh, because temperance is self-control, which is contrary to the flesh. Discipline is discipline requires that you don't bow down to your flesh, to the whims of your flesh. That you stay the course in whatever your purpose is. And our purpose is to what? To set our affections on things above, not on things on the earth. So in order for us to do that, you have to develop a kingdom-minded mindset, man. You gotta set your affection, your mind, on things that are above. And when we say things that are above, that's just a dark saying for spiritual things, man. So let's get a few more scriptures, because the thing about it is, we being in this flesh, if you let it war against you, and you succumb into it, and you weaken yourself against it, then ultimately you're gonna fail, man. And this is a problem that a lot of brothers struggle with, myself included. Let's keep on going. This is let's get Romans 8 and 3, because that book of Romans, it goes into great detail about the flesh, man. Let's get Romans 8 and 3. Let's see here. Well, actually, the point I want to get is in 81. So this Romans 8 and 1 says, there is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Mashiach Yahushai, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. And to walk after the Spirit, let's get the word walk, to make one's way, to progress, to make do, to use opportunity, to live for, to regulate one's life, to conduct oneself, to pass one's life. So to walk in the Spirit is to regulate and conduct yourself according to the Spirit. And to walk in the flesh is to regulate and conduct yourself according to carnal lust, pleasures, and desires, and comforts, man. You know, because people don't like doing hard shit. People don't like the difficult, especially Jake. Jake doesn't like the difficult. Jake doesn't like the laborious. Jake always wants things handed to him. He wants the easy way, man. But as we read in the scripture that we're walk. Let's get it again. Strong's. To regulate and conduct yourself according to the Spirit is contrary to two-third mindset, man. So let's get Romans 8 and 9, jump down to 9. Well, let's go down to 6, actually. Well, 5, Salakia. It says, for they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. So they that are after the flesh, which is two-thirds of our people, they mind, let's get this verse, set their minds. So the mentality is not spiritually minded. The mentality is according with their own carnal lusts and desires and comforts. And that's ultimately going to be your downfall. You know, I brought up in a previous lesson about the austerity of Yahweh Shai and what that austerity meant. But I'm going to go ahead and get that scripture, that definition, austere. I'm going to get it again. This is the definition in the word austere in the Webster's 1828. It says severe, harsh, rigid, stern, applied to persons as an austere master, an austere look, sour, harsh, rough to the taste, applied to things as austere food or wine. So sour, harsh, rough, rigid, stern. And another way to say that is straits or difficulty. So the straight gate, the path that we are called to walk, it's an austere one, man. And an austere mindset is contrary to the comforts of the flesh because it's rigid, it's stern, it's strict. It doesn't allow slackness for comforts or lust or desires. You see that? So this is a whole new way of thinking, man. This is a high level way of thinking. Actually, this is a what they call the alpha mentality. You know, and it all starts with the mind. You know, Scripture speaks constantly about the mind, the heart. You know, they use the word heart, but if you go into definitions, most of the time that word is really mind. And what's in your mind? Your thoughts. And what are your thoughts? Your mentality. And your mentality, your thoughts control your conduct. So ultimately, it all starts with your mind. It all starts with the mindset. You know, you gotta be careful what you tell yourself. You can't be Salakia. You can't be caught up in too much negativity, man. So let's go back to the scriptures. Let's go back to verse 5. Romans 8 and 5 said, "For they that after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they of the spirit mind the things of the spirit. For to be carnally minded," see, that's that word again, minded. And that's going to go into a mentality. Let's get that word minded, the Strongs. So it starts with a mindset. This is the definition. What one has in the mind, the thoughts and purposes. Once again, it goes into mindset. So we can say it like this. For to be carnally minded is death. But to be spiritually minded or have a spiritual mindset is life and peace. Discipline brings peace, man. Austerity brings peace. Controlling your emotions, your reactions, and your behavior bring peace. You know, try it out, man. You know, try out how good it feels to hold back anger and just let it reside. It's not saying that brother's gonna get angry, but just try controlling it for once. Having complete total control over it. And then when that anger passes, you'll feel the peace. You know, I experienced that myself, man. And on the other side of the coin, there was times where I gave into the anger, and it just made things worse. And it was a contrary of peace, man. So let's get this again. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High. A carnal mind can't be in the spirit. A carnal mind can't please Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. A carnal mind is contrary to the higher level of thinking that the Most High has, and we're supposed to have the same mind as Him. That's why it says right here. So then they that because it's like for the carnal mind is enemy against Yahweh, for it's not subject to the law of our power, neither indeed can be. So to stay in that carnal mindset, you're not going to get very far in this truth, man. Is that saying that it's going to go away? No, but there's a tolerance and a discipline that you use in applying to your own conduct. That's why it's talking about being spiritually minded. Verse 8, so then they that are in the flesh cannot please Yahweh. So it's contrary to the truth, man. Verse 9, so but ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit, if, and this is the catcher right here, if so be that the spirit of Yahweh dwell in you. Now if any man have the spirit of Yahweh Shai, he is none of his. And if Yahweh Shai be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the spirit is life because of righteousness. So, but ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit, if the spirit of Yahweh dwells in you. For you gotta have the spirit on you to begin with, man. It's a lot. You you're gonna have the Spirit on you to desire a spiritual mentality. Because if you don't have the Spirit on you, then you're just gonna follow your flesh, ultimately to your death. Your lust, desires, and comforts. You're gonna follow them to your death, and that's gonna be the downfall of our people, man. Because 2/3 of our people, they're gonna take that MOTB because they're gonna be desirous to please their flesh, and they don't have that spirit mindset that's gonna restrict them or control them or stop them from doing that. And that was already pre-programmed by the Most High. So let's get Matthew's Romans 13 and 14. This is Romans 13 and 14. Well, I'll start at verse 13. Let us walk honestly, properly, in the Spirit, as in a day, not rioting. Let's get the word revelry, and drunkenness, and chambering. Let's get the word chambering. Lasciviousness and wantonness, not in strife and envy. All those. So basically saying, let's walk in the Spirit, not in the flesh. Because to walk honestly or properly, to walk in the Spirit, and these other definitions, rioting, drunkenness, chambering, wantonness, strife and envy, that's walking in the flesh. So once again, it's bringing that mentality out. But put ye on the Lord Meshach Yahushai and make not provision. Let's get the word provision. Providential care to make provision for a thing, supply, serving that carnal mindset to fulfill make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. Let's get the word lust. It says desire, craving, longing, desire for what is forbidden. Lust, desire, cravings, to please your flesh, man. And we just went into that thing right now. So let's get Matthew 26 and 41, because this is the flesh is what can destroy you, man. The flesh, and we just brought the scripture that the flesh or the carnal mind state brings death. So when you walk, you got to be mindful of your conduct and your discipline and your temperance toward all things, man. All things. Women, drinking, revelry, too much folly. You got to be mindful of all these things, man. You got to be a serious individual. We brought up in camp how the being in this truth is a woman repellent. It's a repellent against the things of this world. If you really have that mindset, you're not going to be a very popular guy, man. Let's go Matthew 26 and 41, because Yahweh said himself that the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Matthew 26 and 41. So he knew about those things, man. It says, watch and pray that you enter not into temptation. The temptation, it comes from desiring things of the flesh. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. See that? The flesh is weak because it leads to death. The flesh is weak because it brings downfall. The flesh is weak because it makes you a lesser man when you give into those things that pertain to the flesh, man. Let's get Romans 7 and 18. Romans 7 and 18. And it says, for I know that in me, that is in the flesh, dwelleth no good thing. You see that? So Paul, he knew about that battle of the flesh. He spoke about it in great detail. It says, for I know that is in me, that is in my flesh, what is no good thing. For to will is present with me, but how performed that is good I find not. He also said, oh wretched man that I am. I'm going to go ahead and get that. So he knew that he hated his flesh, man. And we're supposed to hate our flesh too. And he called his flesh a body of death. Romans 7:24. It says, O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of death, which is this flesh, and all the things that pertain unto it, man. You see that? So this is a important subject. This is an important thing to consider for a man of the Lord, because you're going to go through these desires, these wants, and you got to learn how to respond to them in accordance to wisdom, in accordance to temperance, and in accordance to discipline, in accordance to the Spirit. You know, Scripture said, "Let no man take thy crown." Well, that's including yourself. You know, I remember a video Elder Gabar made a long time ago. It said your biggest enemy in this truth is yourself, man. You know, so hey, the hell never stops, man. The hell never stops. It's a lot, and it's a constant war. And we're gonna close it out with this. 2 Corinthians 10:3. For though we walk in the flesh, you know, because they ain't no doubt about it. We have to walk in the flesh. We have to, and our flesh is gonna desire those things. We do not war after the flesh, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh, pulling down the strongholds. To be spiritually minded is how you fight the flesh. It's how you war against the flesh, how you overcome the flesh. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of Yahweh, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahweh Shai. So bring your thoughts, your mentality, your mindset in obedience to Yahweh Shai. And how do you do that? By having a spiritual minded, a kingdom minded, a ruling mentality mindset, man. You know, these are things that you got to work on every day. Like I said, myself included. You really got to work on them every minute, man. Because one thing one lack, or one moment of being lack or laxing can lead to a lot of fucking wasted time. With that being said, things to consider, man. Most High willing, the lesson was edifying. With that, I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Kakadash, Kahala, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Bros, keep on pushing. Shalom.